My mother, she's 69. She was in the boarding school from our reservation when they had it, and she was telling me stories about it. Um, right now, they're going through court. We every year they go to court in Rapid City to try to get the bill. They presented a bill. It's for them to acknowledge the abuse that happened to them in the boarding schools. It's called Nine Little Girls. It's actually there's my aunties that are, and her sisters that were from North Dakota, from the Turtle, I think Turtle Mountain tribe, that attended the school down on our reservation, and the abuse that they went through. So yeah, I sat with them and listened to other stories, and it's sad. It's really sad, but it's the only way that they can heal is to let everybody know about what happened. Because they were growing up, they were never taught to speak about those things. They were taught to keep quiet, or they get punished, or even if they were to talk to anyone else, they would get punished if they spoke their language or anything. So they always, I believe that we don't get acknowledged enough in the system. Our kids have different, all of our kids are from different nations, and they have different traditions and cultural customs. And some of them, like, they won't look you in the eye. It's a sign of respect. Some people think it's disrespect, but in other cultures, it's a sign of respect if you don't look them in the eye, or they have their head down. Also, the boys, they wear their hair long. It's a tradition. It's their medicine. We don't cut it unless someone passes away in our family, our immediate family. But it's considered our medicine, so we don't cut our hair. A student, especially, that is Native American, to just not be seen and just like kind of, forgotten about. That's what it seems like to me. Like sometimes it happens that way, and then they turn to the streets, drugs, doing other criminal activities because they think, that's the only way that they can be seen or they can be, out there. So I think, yeah, the public schools wasn't for me. Being in the boarding school on a tribe, we got to go a lot of places, do a lot of things. Traditionally, we went, every basketball game that we went to, they would have an honor song, and we would dance in our regalia, which is where I started dancing too when I was younger down there in South Dakota. I believe open communication, getting to know that person and empathy, because a lot of our kids are traumatized. They come from broken homes. Some of them come from broken homes, and the family institution was broken when they took away the kids from the parents when they had to get sent to boarding schools. So they don't know what a family structure is like. Some of them are alcoholics and drug addicts, and it's really hard. So you don't know anyone until you learn empathy and try to get to know the person before you judge them. Have that sympathy too. With my kids, it's acknowledging them. When you see them, you acknowledge them, because our children are sacred. We consider them sacred, and it's important for them to feel like included in the school system. I think the programs like the Indian education programs is really a great start. They need to have language classes for them, for that particular region or area. In Minnesota, they have Dakota and Ojibwe is the majority language. Just a history class where telling about Native Americans that, yes, we used to live in teepees, but we don't no more. We are, we have jobs. There's lawyers, there's doctors, there's judges out there that are Native American. I've learned that our people are the most humble, and it's just the way that they're brought up, being humble and not bragging about things that they want to. They're out there in the communities, but they're it's hard to hard to see them, and when they're what I'm trying to say. It's hard to see because you, like I said, you don't get the acknowledgement as much. So I guess what I'm trying to say, yeah.